Muted, right?
Okay, so welcome everyone. This is the Options for Youth San Gabriel online program, Spring 2019 Open House Parent Meeting. Please make sure to sign in. We will be presenting the link again at the end of this meeting. We're gonna do some staff presentation now. And then if I can have all staff members introduce themselves in the order that you see yourself in.
Hi, everyone. I am Nicole Lozano. I am the 8th grade middle school teacher at Options for Youth online program for San Gabriel and San Bernardino.
Hi, I'm Jessica Cameron Hogg. I am an English teacher and independent studies teacher here in the online program for San Gabriel.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jessica De Bruin. I'm the English 11, Spanish, and Child Development teacher online.
Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Curtis, and I am English 12 teacher and the lead quad model teacher. Nice to see you all.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kelvin Jones. I'm the social science and PE teacher for the online program.
Hi, I'm Mike Barr. I teach government economics and a number of electives here in the online program.
Hi everyone, my name is Shelby Beeson and I'm the science teacher and independent study teacher here.
Hi, I'm Shelley Barnett and I teach 10th grade English and electives with the online program.
Hi everyone, I'm Cassandra Boyd and I'm the student success coach.
Hello, I'm Connie Pareda, and I'm the Student Success Coach for the San Fernando Valley Quad.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hi. I'm trying to log into my daughter's open house right now.
Yeah, you're on the right link. My name is Audrey Carter. I'm the assistant principal of the online program for San Gabriel Charter.
Okay, am I supposed to be on an actual, like you can see my face and I can see yours, or am I just to listen? This is my first time doing this.
Not a problem at all. Good question. You're welcome to be on camera, or you can just listen in.
Okay, I'll just listen in.
Perfect, thank you. And I'm Allison. I'm the student advisor for the online program.
Okay, I'm really sorry. What'd you say, please?
I'm Allison Alvazuri. I'm the student advisor for the online program. Right now, we're doing staff introductions.
Okay, hi. My name is April Whedon White. I'm Kiara Washington's mother.
Welcome. And then I don't know, I think Anod is here.
I think there were a few people on the slide before that didn't get to introduce.
Okay, well, this is the rest of our staff. So we have 2 center coordinators that help with the enrollment process, and we also have 2 area 2 teachers that help just keep track of our digital files and things like that. And then our special education specialist, Michelle Bennett, and then our English learner specialist, Emma. And then this is the part, unfortunately, the next part of our meeting is the LCAP presentation. So our staff members will not be joining us for that portion. If you need to contact them or schedule a one-on-one meeting with your child's teacher, this is their information. So make sure to take a picture of it, take a screenshot, write down their information before we move on to the next slide. Okay. So now we're going to talk about student council, and that's going to be led by Connie and Shelley.
Hi, so I'm Shelley Barnett. I introduced myself before, and Connie Pareda, one of our student success coaches, and I are starting our student council. This is a new program for us with the online program. Some students were a part of it in centers or at prior schools. But just a brief, with the slide that's up there now is for our meeting that we're having tomorrow. It is a Zoom that will be done online. So we encourage all students to participate. It gives students an opportunity to work on maybe community service opportunities. Students will get a chance to serve in leadership roles for the school. They'll be able to support other students joining the online program and kind of help be a liaison for us. It will allow them to build a social network of students and teachers that they're working with. It looks great on college applications and job applications for involvement, if that's something that they're looking for. We will have meetings online twice a month. Like I said, beginning tomorrow is our first meeting. So we certainly encourage you to have your students participate, at least come check us out and see what it's all about and if they would be interested in joining.
Thank you, Shelley.
All right.
Do I need to respond? This is Kiara's mom. Do I just listen in, or do I need to respond when you tell us something?
We are actually presenting a PowerPoint. So right now, if you don't have that in front of you, that's what we're doing. But you can just listen in. There's no parent feedback till the very end of the presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and this slide is some information about our Bilingual Scholars Program. Bilingual scholars are designated English language learners who are designated by the state of California. Bilingual scholars receive support to help develop English language skills necessary to succeed in school and beyond. And bilingual scholars receive additional support and coursework to help them achieve their monthly goals and requirements, and that is additional support in addition to meeting with their independent studies teacher. They will also have scheduled time to meet with ANOT, who was here earlier. Here's her contact information as well.
Hello, it's me.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
So the next part is my section, but before we do move to the slide, I do want to say right now we're not doing any parent Q&As just yet, so please go ahead and mute your mics. That way we can have a smooth presentation. So I'm Allison, I'm an advisor. So some of the things that I do, college information, whether that's 2-year, 4-year, trade school, anything like that, scholarship information, signing up for the SAT and ACT, financial aid, going over like cost of attendance and students award letters that they get from colleges, log sheets, and helping students find community service opportunities, because the grad requirement is for students to complete 10 hours of community service. And this does need to be done before their last class is issued in their senior year. And all the other things I do is I meet with students, typically one-on-one, sometimes group, but typically one-on-one, and I go over like their current academic goals, and then we start planning for what they have left here at OFY, and also post-secondary goals, what they want to do once they receive their high school diploma. Other things among is resume building as well, making sure that the student has a plan before they leave, before they go out into the real world. This is my contact information, and I also have a website. I try my best to keep up with uploading flyers and information, but please go ahead and check it out. It's this right here. It's the OFYSG-SAcorner.com, and that's my work email and my work phone number as well. Most students are very comfortable with texting me or calling me, whatever is best for either student or family. And I just wanted to go over, I think I see a few class of 2019 grads. So we do offer 2 graduation ceremonies, one in May and one in November. So a few details that I can share for May graduation underway. Senior social is not Friday, but the following Friday, March 2nd, OFY Chino 2. Grad deadline is April 17th. That is the last day for month 10, which means that all work and community service must be turned in. And then graduation ceremony is May 15th at the Ontario Convention Center. And this information is pretty The dates will be the only things that change. It's pretty systematic. So when you look at the November grads, although I don't have the dates yet, it's pretty much going to follow that format. Senior social will happen sometime in September, grad deadline sometime mid-October, and the graduation ceremony in November. Most likely, again, at the Ontario Convention Center, but this is stuff that we plan for next school year, but just wanted to put it on your radar. Next slide is, and these are all of our May 2019 graduates. It's a pretty large list. A lot of students should be proud of themselves for making it that far, and a lot of our students are graduating a few months early.
All right, and our next slide has to do with important test dates, which we have quite a few coming up. So all California state exams are mandatory. Students must attend all of their required test dates. Students who are absent would actually be marked truant, and information about these tests will be sent home to you as the test dates approach. So the STAR Renaissance benchmarks, many of our students have already taken them twice this year. The assessment is given 3 times throughout the school year. LPAC is for students in the Bilingual Scholars Program, and testing began on February 1st through May. So some students have tested already, some still will be. SAT School Day is for select 11th and 12th graders, and that is actually happening this month on March 27th. Coming up in April 22nd, is the SBAC and CAS testing. 7th, 8th, and 11th graders will be taking SBAC. 8th and 12th graders will be taking CAST. And testing locations will depend on where you live. So that is some of the information that will be coming to you sooner for your exact testing date and location.
And one staff member who's not here tonight due to a vacation that he had planned is our family coach. His name is Michael Weiss, and he's someone who can support you in things like Family Sensei if you want to be signed up to understand your students' progress in our Inventum website. He can work with you to do that. He's here to provide, things like encouragement to students. He can provide tutoring to students as well. He's really just kind of a coach, like a cheerleader for our students, another person that can help them see the finish line of graduation. And I want to mention as well, we have the Pathways trips. All Pathways trips have happened for this school year, and we'll have new dates for you soon as we will choose our dates next week in what's called the Pathways draft. So trip dates for things like Washington, D.C., Colorado Ranch, and college tours will be available in about a month to you. And just keep in mind that those Pathways dates, those have credit or community service hours attached to them. So just depending on the trip that your child goes on. Remember, the trip is free, no cost to the family, and credits can be earned on the trip depending on the length of the trip and the type of work involved in the trip by the student.
Thank you, Audrey. So now we're going to be going into our LCAP presentation. This is something that we have to do twice a year. We did one in the fall, so now we're just going to be giving you updates. And then at the end of the presentation, you will be helping us answer a few questions just to make our school stronger and better, and also helping us with a survey at the end as well.
All right, so what is LCFF and LCAP? So the LCFF, the Local Control Funding Formula, is the funding calculator that the state uses to produce the amount of extra money that our school will receive for our 3 subgroups of students, including foster youth, low income, and English learners. The LCAP stands for Local Control Accountability Plan. It's an important component of the Local Control Funding Formula. Under the LCFF, all schools in California are required to prepare an LCAP, which describes how they intend to meet these annual goals for all students, with specific activities to address identified state and local priorities. The LCAP is a document outlining how we plan to spend the extra money we get from the state for our foster youth, low-income students, and English learners. In the LCAP, we state how we intend to spend this money through 3 goals. Okay, the state of California has 8 state priority areas in which each school needs to address in their LCAP. So here are the state priorities. Priority 1, basic services, actually does not apply to charter schools. Priority 2, implementation of state standards, is addressed in our goals 1 and 3. Priority 3, parental involvement, is addressed in goal 2. Priority 4, pupil achievement, is addressed in goals 1 and 3. Priority 5, pupil engagement, is addressed in goals 1 and 2. Priority 6, school climate, is addressed in goal 2. Priority 7, course access, is addressed in goal number 3. And finally, priority 8, pupil outcomes, is addressed in all of the goals. So what does this mean for our students? This means that additional support and resources are being provided in order to meet each student's individual needs and our LCAP goals. Allison will be presenting the individual goals now.
So you must be wondering what our goals are. So we went with like 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So the goals that we came up with last school year for this school year were: goal 1 is credit and complete graduation is accomplished through an overall reduction in absenteeism for all students. Goal number 2 is students will receive support and instruction focused on social and emotional development in order to increase graduation rates and better prepare students for their post-secondary pathways. Goal 3 is students will receive support and instruction through individualized, rigorous curriculum and will be offered resources to positively affect their progression in core courses. Now we're going to go into each goal and see what is our action plan for each goal. So goal 1 is chronic absenteeism. How are we achieving this goal? By focusing on getting our current students in the Learning Center and completing all work in a timely manner. Offering extra one-on-one support to our English language learners to become fluent in English. So we do this through our Bilingual Scholar program, and our awesome teacher, Miss Anod, is the one that facilitates this portion of it. Ensuring our foster youth has an ILP, individualized learning plan, on file. This is something that I do. So each month I go and check to see if any foster youth have enrolled, and I meet one-on-one with them and just go over what their academic goals, their current academic goals and post-secondary goals are. Tutoring, Ms. Jessica Acosta is our math tutor, and then pretty much all of our teachers can be deemed like an English tutor as well. The last one is ensuring students have access to technology in the learning centers. Since all of our students are online program students, one way that we make sure that all of our students have access, if students don't have a computer at home, we may provide a computer to students. We can loan them during their time at OFY. Goal number 2 is social emotional development. How are we achieving this goal? Offering additional events, groups, sports, trips, and courses to all students that are designed to develop social emotional skills. So for this section, that stuff looks like the Pathways trips, the one-day college tours that we offer, our quad model where students meet at local libraries or Starbucks to work with the student success coaches. The second bullet point is holding senior signing events and graduations to celebrate the success of your students. So we actually have 2 graduations, and then we hold 1 senior signing event. Senior signing, college signing day, what we call it here at OFY San Gabriel, is where students that apply to 4-year universities announce which college they'll be signing with or attending in the fall. Surveys to measure school safety were administered in fall 2018 and spring 2019. So now we're bringing this, it's the school climate survey. So for certain grades, we will be asking for you to take a survey very similar to the one here, but has nothing to do with each other. And then that's feedback that we're getting from parents. The second bullet point is we will be administering the comprehensive, so this is what I said, the comprehensive school climate inventory at the end of March 2019, early April 2019, to measure parent-student and staff perception of safety and connectedness to our school. So LCAP and the school climate inventory is very much parent-focused, community-focused, like how are we connecting our stakeholders to our school. Goal 3 is core course credit completion. How are we achieving the goal? Enrichment courses are being offered in math and ELA to students. This will help students prepare and achieve higher SBAC test scores. I know, I believe we are offering like intro to marine biology to our science, to our senior students that will be taking the science, the CAS in April and May. Tutoring services as well with our math tutor. Ensuring students are enrolled in core classes. So we always talk about which is math, English, science, and social studies, needed to fulfill graduation requirements. The other one is ensuring students have access to new, revised, rigorous curriculum. And the last one is professional development for our teaching staff. So I believe every 2 months, all staff members go off to our corporate office and we partake in our PD. And then there's also individualized PDs depending on like subject specific for certain teachers. So now is the part where we want to hear from our parents, our stakeholders, and we're going to be asking you a few questions. And I'm going to have Audrey help me facilitate some of these questions, and Ms. Jessica will be taking notes on these. So the first question, and again, this is also part of how we'll also be raffling off our $50 gift card based on the attendance tonight and also the participation when it comes to these questions. And you can be 100% honest. So the first question that we would like to ask everyone in today's meeting is, what do you like most about our school?
Hello?
Yeah?
Okay, hi, I'm the parent of Talon White. My name is Elise Sword. What I like most about the this Opportunities for Youth, I'm sorry. He came from another school and I keep calling it Learn for Life. But I like the most that it's easily accessible for him to get on, and it explains the information of how he's supposed to do his assignments each and every day, and it gives him a good outline and a calendar, a reminder.
And then I'm also getting your responses through chat. If you feel comfortable in that modality, you can definitely put in your responses via the chat, and we'll make sure to capture your responses as well.
All right.
Thank you. Anyone else that wants to address that first question? What do you like most about our school?
I have to agree with her. My daughter's Isabel Dalao, and she's really enjoying the online program, being able to work independently, but having that support from her teacher, you know, just as constant reminders. It really feels like a one-on-one sort of teaching experience, so I really enjoy that. And I love the communication I have with her teacher, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Messages and emails, it really helps a lot, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to move to question number 2. What suggestions do you have for us to help improve our program?
Mm-hmm.
This is Connor's mom. I can tell you that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can tell you that I didn't get the microphone the first time, but what I like most about the school too is how responsive Cassandra is. She responds right away whenever I ask questions. And the suggestion that I have is that when you're in the program and like when Connor's typing a lot in the unit activity, it'll lock him out right in the middle and he'll lose everything he typed. He has to remember to keep saving and exiting every, you know, like halfway through his paragraphs and stuff. I don't know if anybody else has that problem.
Yeah, sometimes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm Talon's mom again. Yeah, he has that problem as well. And also I would suggest when it's time for the meetings, I would think like when he had to do his PE, they had different rooms for them to go to instead of everyone signing on and then just waiting on hold for the teacher. I think the different times should be just allotted for that individual student.
Okay, thank you. And then when it comes to, is it in Mentum where they type in the work and it just doesn't save? Is that what you're referring to?
Right, you type it and it doesn't save. You type it and you think you're saving it, and then you go out, but it's been too late now. And so when you try to go back in, it's all gone.
Yes.
We can definitely see, like talking to Admentum and talking to their curriculum and seeing what we can do about like maybe the software that they're using and things like that. But one thing that I always recommend for my students, whenever they're typing an essay, even though they have to turn it into Admentum, is always use Google Docs and then just copy and paste your answer, because Google Docs is so about saving your stuff like within seconds that you type things. So maybe not the solution, but a temporary thing for now while we talk to the Admentum folks.
Oh, so like, because I know what I had tried to have them do is type it in Word and then copy and paste, and that did not work. But you're saying if I type it into Google Docs, have him type it into Google Docs, he can just copy it from there.
Yeah, because like when we issue OFY student emails, it's through Gmail. So students already have access to like Google Docs, Google Slides. We're very much like a Google Suite school. So he definitely has access to Google Docs, and Google Docs has definitely saved me a lot of times where my computer crashes and then it's right then and there because it saves within seconds when you type things.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess I was just old school.
Anyone else for suggestions that you may have to help us improve our program? And I know you've been getting a lot of responses through chat. I do want to say thank you for that.
I have a question for the online kids. Is there any social time that it's offered through the program where they can meet in campus, or is it once you're online, it's everything's just online?
So I can kind of speak about what my role is. So I'm half-time at a school site, at the San Gabriel school site, and then half-time at the online program. So for me, it's always my goal, whatever it is that I'm like doing at the center, that I advertise it to my online program students. Most of the time, students are don't want to travel, or it's just an inconvenience. But we do advertise events like the one-day college tours. We have the quad model where they meet at local libraries and Starbucks, and they meet with a student success coach. And then there's like mini field trips within that quad model as well. What else do we have? For the middle school program, I know they also go on field trips, and they do a lot of group like Zoom meetings as well. Jessica or Audrey, can you think of any other like social events that we have for students?
Yeah, Christina, can you share what grade level your child's in?
She's in 9th grade.
9th grade, okay. So for 9th graders, we do not have a structured in-person meeting component to our program. So the main reason that students come to us in person is typically for a testing purpose. So state testing or PE testing is for 9th grade. So if you wanted to ask for something like that, I would say a good place to start is student council, because right now, even though it's just online, it's just getting started, there's a potential for student groups to meet up in person as well. And then, of course, I would suggest a Pathways trip, because that's it can be a 3-day trip, it can be an 11-day trip. And at first, everyone's a little, stranger danger like, and then 10 minutes later, everybody's best friends. So,
yeah, I would also recommend to maybe check out my website. That way you can see what were some of the things that we offered last semester. And then slowly we'll be, as we wrap up the year, what also we will be offering to our students.
I have a question, if I may. Do you know if in the near future at all, the school will be implementing more like she was saying social, but I mean more like events is like going to parks or going to museums and things like that in that nature on an educational level?
Well, all of our pathways trips are definitely educational. Like we presented at the beginning, they all earn some type of credit. So we have from the 1-day community service trips to 4-day NorCal college tour to Washington, D.C. to international. So we definitely recommend within the pathways realm. And then on my end, last year I did about 3 1-day college tours to local campuses. So we went to like Channel Islands, Cal State LA. The other one was Cal Poly Pomona, and everything's based off of student feedback of where they like to visit. But as far as parks, I don't think.
No, I mean like amusement. You know, like not amusement parks. You know, like museums and things like that is what I'm trying to say. Like places like when I'm talking about, he was with another school and he went to like what is that?
Like the science center or
the science centers, and he went to look at the airplanes and things like that. So maybe I didn't mean like on the level of education. I mean things like more exploration, things like that, of learning in certain fields. Yes.
Those things are typically offered throughout a school year. It's a matter of budget sometimes, right? Whether that's in our school budget. We can also work with our physical site locations to receive kind of a certain amount of students from the online program that can join their trips as well. So those things are definitely not off the table. And you should.
Would he have to like join like the on-site social to where they can do fundraisers for these type of events?
No, he wouldn't have to.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible where it's not mandatory or required for a student to go to a physical school site. But we do want to make it available for them if they are interested. And I'm always happy to meet with students at the San Gabriel school site because I do out of there. So some students from the online program, depending on how close that center is, do meet with me there, or I come out to the quad models and meet them there, or if there's like a group of students and I can meet them like at a local library and go over like for like specifically what I do, just like college applications or just going over their academic plans in case they're just like over like seeing me on a computer screen, they want to meet me in person. We're definitely open to working with different types of ways of communicating with students. All right, so we're going to move on to the third question is, why did you or your child come to our school?
My daughter Michelle came to your school because I wanted her to get a better education. I didn't want it just to be the memorize test and go on to the next thing. And she's thrived so much since being at the school. I'm just really happy that we made this decision. And I'm kind of a traitor because I work for LAUSD, but I know that she's gotten a much better education here than she would have gotten at her high school. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else? So we're on the third question. Why did you or your child come to our school?
Well, I know as far as for me and my children, I chose online school because it's more suitable for him and for my schedule as well. It's better for me to be a part of his educational endeavors when I am able to come home and he tells me everything that he's going over and everything is online for me to view. I don't have to try to call teachers to see what's going on, where he's at as far as his academics. I'm able to get text messages or emails, to update me. So that's the reason why I chose online, and he's been online the majority of his life. So this was a better program when I moved to this area.
Thank you. All right, we'll be moving to question 4. What keeps you or your child here?
For me, it's the flexibility. And again, my daughter really enjoys the online aspect better than being in the physical school. And she didn't have that great of experience with certain teachers where she attended, and I think she appreciated more the online aspect of it, and I did too. It's the flexibility and being able to I feel like I know a little bit more what she's doing and where she's at, as opposed to having to keep up with so many different subjects and so many different teachers. I really enjoy it.
Thank you.
I have a question. When you guys use the word flexibility, what exactly do you mean by that? Do you mean that you can kind of choose when your students do their work, choose when your student meets with their teacher? Can you elaborate on that?
Sure, yes. Well, your flexibility, the times that she can meet with her teacher, and also being able to work on her homework at different times of the day, so she's not pressured to finish it, this time, but she can work around, I can work around her schedule, she can work around my schedule, and not feel that pressure that, I have to turn this in this time or that date, but having more of an open time slot, I think.
Thank you.
Oh, I was fortunate enough for my daughter to start in the actual classroom in La Crescenta, and it was so refreshing to hear her come home and tell me how exciting her day was. She loved her teacher, Marta, and I enjoyed the fact that there was a smaller class sizes, and she had one teacher that she reported to, and the other teachers whose classes she went to. But in the high school she would have gone to, she would have had at least 8 different teachers. And I don't think that the teachers can really get to know a child. Children learn at different levels, and that's what I appreciated about this, that they went at their pace, but they were still pushed. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello? Hi. Hello? This is April. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I've been trying to respond, but for some reason I'm just now able to get through. What was that last question? I apologize.
What keeps you or your child here?
What keeps me there is the fact that my daughter has thrived and she's doing much better since she arrived at the school. And I see more of an independence, and it's causing her to really, all I can say is the word that keeps coming up, thrive. So for me, it has been beneficial because I just see a huge improvement in her attitude and her academics since she's been there.
Thank you. All right, we're going to be moving to our final question for this slide. Would you recommend us to a friend, relative, coworker, etc.? Why or why not?
Well, I recommended today that someone's daughter go to your school because she's having problems in school right now, and she went from a 3.8 grade point average down to almost failing. And I believe that some children just don't thrive in the environment of being at a school with all the social media and everything that they are bombarded with and everything. It gives them the opportunity to, if they are an independent child, to be independent. And so most definitely I will be recommending your school in the future.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Exactly. I was going to say that as well. To expound on that, I recommended your school to my sister who has teenage children, and they also have jobs. So I said it would be better for them in their schedule as far as they do get a curriculum suitable for them. But they don't have to it's not that you guys force them, but you still keep them on schedule and give them an outline to follow. So I told her it would be better suitable for all of them involved as far as scheduling, as far as what we were saying about flexibility. Although that you are on you have to meet a criteria, you still have that flexibility of working at your own pace. And then you also have access to your teachers or access to different types of staff to talk to more in tutoring, just if you don't have an understanding of things and you need further assistance.
Thank you. It might not be, but actually a lot of our student populations, it's all word of mouth or a referral from a family or a family member or a coworker. So yeah, it's awesome to see that most of the kids that come to us, it's through like a family member already came here or graduated from here. Anyone else for the last question? Would you send us to
I have recommended it to coworkers, and actually my daughter wanted to be homeschooled, and I told her she had to research schools herself and tell me why these schools were the best schools, and she chose your school. And it's ironic that two of the ladies that I work with at school, one of them graduated from your school, another one sent her two boys for a while, and it would be the smaller class sizes, the personal interest in the children, that I would highly recommend your school to anybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was actually recommended by Isabel's school counselor. Isabel spoke to her about doing a homeschool, and she did some research with her, and she highly recommended you guys. So I was very excited when I read about it, that it's all online and you don't have to pay. A lot of the online programs you have to pay, and so yeah, it's a great, wonderful school to be part of. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to our last slide, the presentation. So our school has been identified as being on comprehensive support and improvement due to having under a 67% graduation rate reported on the California School Dashboard. Due to our flexible enrollment dates, students come to us every day of the year, which affects our graduation rates. Additionally, any student that enrolls with us as an 11th grader and promotes to 12th grade in the same year is counted towards our 1-year graduation rate, even if they have only been a 12th grader for a few months or days. We now need your help to develop a plan to ensure that we are working towards improving our graduation rates and student achievements. So our first question for this slide is, what suggestions do you have to improve our program and student achievement?
I think you all are doing a great job. I don't know what else to suggest. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you all are, I mean, I believe that this needs to be looked at among our federal government and different organizations as an option for more children that are really struggling. I mean, my daughter was bullied at school, and, there were just so many variables that were happening in her life. And all I can say is just thank you. I can't think of any improvement.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Again, this data that we're getting is from the California School Dashboard. So this is us being compared to a traditional school, and although we have a lot of traditional components to our school, we enroll, the way that we handle certain things is very untraditional. So we are constantly enrolling students. Whenever they check out, we have that flexibility that everyone keeps talking about. When you're at a traditional school, you have to be within that neighborhood and you have to enroll at the beginning. It's very hard to enroll after. So in the political sense, I do believe that there has to be change. And later in this slide, we'll be talking about ESSA or ESSA. That actually replaced the No Child Left Behind. So as of the end of 2015, President Obama enacted the new ESA, which I believe stands for Every Student
Succeeds Act.
Thank you. So in my personal opinion, I believe that this does need to have some type of change within California, because we are being measured against traditional schools where they start at the beginning of the year and that's basically it. So our second question is, what type of resources can we offer to boost student achievement and school improvement?
So far, it's been pretty good. I think it ties in with the last questioning. So it's been right on course with the school, with as far as like the achievements they're on the pace they're going at right now. It's been all right for my child. So I don't recommend anything right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also agree. I think what you guys are doing, that constant communication with the kids and as parents, it's really helping a lot.
It gets my son off his butt. You know, his teacher does. He's really proactive with my son.
Anyone else for question number 2? What type of resources can we offer to boost student achievement and school improvement? Okay, we'll move on to the third one, which is what concerns do you have?
For me, I would say because she's online and it's a lot of independent, it's making sure she stays on task and completing those units before that deadline. So it's almost trying to monitor her time in the computer and making sure she's focused and doing what she's supposed to be doing and not kind of, you know, venturing off into other sites.
Yeah.
That's one of my struggles right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel the same way because sometimes my son veers into playing video games, but he's very determined and goal set in his academic career. But the only other concern I would have with what you were saying earlier as far as being compared to public school systems and the flexibility that online has, you know, it somewhat seems to threaten the charter schools or the online environment. But that would be the only concern I would have.
Thank you. And then our last question for today is how can we ensure we are meeting ESSA graduation rates and still stay true to the nature of our program, which is to help each and every student that walks through our doors, regardless of credit deficiency or grade level. So in some way, all of these questions kind of intertwine together. So any thoughts on the last one?
Something you may think about is just if you have any friends or family members who have a child who fell behind in school. You know, maybe they had a family matter to attend to and they had to be taken out of school for a while or that sort of thing. So those kinds of things lead to credit deficiencies, right? And so is there anything that you wish the school at the time had offered to that student to help them step and graduate on time?
I actually have a nephew experiencing that at the moment, and the school, the only thing they have for him is going to night school. So to me, that seems a little bit harder because you have a child attending school from 8 to 3, and then now they have different evening classes as opposed to offering an online option like this. So I would, you know, for other public schools, I would think that having an online program like this for those schools that need credit recovery will be an option.
Yeah, sort of like independent study to do credit recovery.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so that was the last of all of the questions that we had for our presentation. We do have one last thing. Before we end our presentation, we just want to say thank you for joining us and giving us your time this Thursday evening. If you have not signed in yet, please make sure to sign in. It's that second link, the bit.ly/LCAP Spring 2019. Actually, I'll put it in the chat one more time. You can just copy from there, or you can type it in. That's how we can capture your attendance for tonight. And again, when it's asking for your name, it's your name, not your child's name. And then that's how also we'll go off of for our $50 gift card as well. We'll go based on that attendance roster. So we do.
Can you repeat the website? Can you repeat the website? Sorry to interrupt you, but can you repeat that, please?
No worries. The sign in is bit.ly/LCAP LCAP Spring 2019.
Okay.
And if you have any technical difficulties, we can also email this to you at the end of this presentation. It doesn't have to be done like right now. Well, it would be best if it's done right now, but if you are having technical difficulties, we can send you the links after the presentation. So now
that would be great for me. I need it emailed to me because I am having technical difficulties.
I do as well.
This is for the parent of Talon White and Kiera Washington?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I'll be sending you an email at the end of the presentation. No worries if you can't get this done right now. Let me.
Thank you.
Okay, so for the rest of our families that are still online and are not having technical difficulties, that is the survey that we are asking. It's going to be asking a lot about our LCAP goals and also the questions that we ask, like, how do you feel about our program? Would you recommend our program to other people? So the survey is surveymonkey.com/r/SGS19P. Let me type that into the chat. That way it's a little bit easier. So I will exit from here really quick just to type that in. Let me see. So I'm putting it in the chat right now. Everyone should have the link via the Zoom chat. And then it should look like this. Spring 2019 OFY San Gabriel LCAP Parent Survey. There are 2 languages that you can take it in. This should take you about 10 to 15 minutes to fill out. And then if you are the parent, because there is a student and a staff one, click parent. And then it is super important that you click on online program. Anonymous survey, we're not capturing your name or anything like that. We do just want to capture that you are taking the survey for the online program. Everything else is completely anonymous. And although it's advertising 41 answers, it's only, I believe, 21 questions that you'll be answering. And they look something like this. So we'll, Ms. Jessica and I will be staying behind if you do have any questions when it comes to certain questions. Like it's asking about, like goal 1, what was that? And actually when you signed in, we have all of these handouts available for you to click on and save, bookmark, or print. These are the goals that we went over, goal 1, 2, and 3. And then here's how we spend our budget as well. So we are very transparent when it comes to how we are spending our LCAP budget for those 3 special populations. So we will stay behind for another 10 minutes. I know it is 6:30. We do want to honor your time. This is the end of our presentation. We want to say thank you for joining us and being part of our Spring 2019 Open. If you have any questions outside of LCAP and you want to talk to your teachers, I can go back to that contact list, but you're more than welcome to exit the meeting. And I'm going to go back to that screen right now. But Jessica and I will stay behind for another 10 minutes or so in case you have any questions. Need me to go back to a slide or anything like that.
Thank you all so much. And thank you for always contacting me with what I need because I am disabled and sometimes it's hard for me to do computer stuff. So thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. So the two parents that I'm going to be emailing are the parent of Talent White and Kiara Washington. Is there anyone else that needs me to email them all these links?
I have a question here. I got what you just put up, and I'm sorry, I just got onto this line. I just walked in the door. My name is James Cornell. My daughter Shania Cornell, and I basically missed the whole meeting.
No worries. We can also send, we're recording this session, so we can send you this presentation and you can view it at your own time. But it is probably going to take me a few minutes for the whole presentation to download. What's your daughter's name? And I can also email you the links and the presentation as well.
Okay, it's Shania Cornell. It's spelled S-H-A-N-Y-A-H. Last name Cornell, C-O-R-N-E-L-L.
Thank you. So I'll look it up in the system. Most likely by the end of tonight, you'll be getting an email from me with the presentation and the link that we're asking, the survey and the sign-in as well.
Yeah, because she's going to help me, but this is what we're
exactly. That is the survey that we're asking. Look at you. You have your phone and your other technology ready.
Well, it's because
you're on board with our online program.
Yeah, I'm all new to this. I'm a single dad, so I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that's it. That is the survey that we're asking our parents to take.
Okay, yeah, good enough. Yeah, I just, like I said, I'm a contractor, so like I said, I just walked in and had my daughter open this up. So I'll just wait for you to download stuff. I'll go over the survey. Personally, myself, I do recommend your school to a lot of people, whether they need to catch up or whether they need to just change schools for whatever reason. My daughter's very happy. Shelby, we started out with her in Encino. So she became very attached and followed her even onto the online program. So, and my daughter's grades.
And you also made the big change from OFL to OFY.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like I said, she really struggled through junior high and high school because no one was really giving her the attention that she really required, and she was failing all the way through. And the schools were telling me that it's your daughter, it's your daughter, it's your daughter, and I said no. I said it's you because you're not stimulating her. And as soon as she found Shelby, I can't say anything better. So I'm happy. So I thank you guys.
Sharing that.
Okay, so I'll just wait for you to email me, and I appreciate everything.
Thank you so much. Yeah, if you can just take, well, since you have your phone available, you already have the SurveyMonkey up, and just make sure to also sign in. And then the last component of that, once you do the survey and the signing in, is I'll be emailing you a copy of this presentation.
Okay, so the sign is on that same page?
It's the screen right now that I'm sharing. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, bit.ly/
LCAP Spring 2019.
Okay, how do I get to that?
You have to type it into a browser.
Okay, what I'm going to do is take a picture of this, because I'm not going to remember this. Okay, and I just typed it into a browser, you said? I got it. So I type that into the browser and then sign in.
Yes, it should take about 20 to 30 seconds.
Okay. Will do.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Is there anyone else that has any questions?
Naya, you got to help me get out of this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Turn it off.